Socialites, what's up? Welcome back to the Social Studies Podcast with me, Joe Dombrowski.
And me, Gaspare Randazzo.
I'm going to be in San Jose in September. Right after that, Sacramento, Charleston, Charlotte, Boston, New York, Winnipeg, Atlantic City, Newark, Portland, Maine, Toronto, Chicago, and Atlanta. I'm also doing a monthly show at the Comedy Store called My Straight Friends. It's also monthly in Seattle and quarterly in Portland. Get your tickets for all these things at thejoedombrowski.com.
And I will be in Staten Island, Freehold, New Jersey, Austin, Texas, Dallas, Columbus, Cincinnati, Allentown, Grantville, those are both in Pennsylvania, Poughkeepsie, New York, Raleigh, North Carolina, Rochester, New York, Long Island. I'm coming back again because I love it there. Manasquan, Joe's favorite city on my whole tour, Chandler, Arizona, and San Diego, California. Get your tickets at GaspareRandazzo.com. I almost just said GaspareRandazzo.com, which wouldn't have been my website.
That would be wrong and not allowed.
How's everybody doing today? We loved last week's episode of just like hanging out and talking about random things, but today is another episode, for the people. This is going to be an emails only episode once we get through a few things, but it will eventually lead to an emails only. So I just want to tell you, Joe, one thing. So this was like my first weekend of really touring. That's not 100% true, but I've done multiple cities, but they always were really close. This was my first time of touring where it was plane, show, plane, show, plane, show.
So do you know that you're pretty much doing a Lady Gaga quote right now? There's this
paparazzi
famous interview of her from like old school Lady Gaga. And basically they're asking her what her life's like. And she's like, bus, club, another club, plane.
I've heard that on TikTok.
Yes.
I thought that was Kim Kardashian.
Okay, I'm going to go shoot myself. Anyway.
So I want to just tell you, first off, it's exhausting, right? I left late Wednesday night, right? I flew to Tampa. I get to Tampa, and last time I was in Tampa, I was in a swamp. So I was like, oh, let me rent a car so I have something to do. I rented a car, Joseph, at 1 a.m. Do you know what kind of car they gave me? An electric car.
Okay.
Did you ever drive a fully electric car?
Yes.
I never did. Joe, I couldn't figure out how to do anything. All the buttons, the air was blowing out 100 miles an hour at me. I could not lower the air. There was 1,000 buttons on the screen. Every button led to something else. Windshield wipers were going off. The windows were rolling. Why are the windows rolling down on a middle console? Everything was going nuts. Then I parked the car. Didn't know how the fuck to shut it. There was no button. There was nothing. So I just sat in the car. I called the rent-a-center. I said, I'm not sure how to get the car to shut. And they were like, just get out of the car. I was like, yeah, obviously, assholes.
So what happened when you got out of the car? What do you mean you couldn't get the car to shut?
There was no off button. I have a push
to
car.
Turn off the car.
Yes. There was no off button.
I was sitting here thinking you didn't know how to shut the fucking door.
No. I just couldn't off the car, So I was sitting there. Just
you couldn't get the car
wipers
off.
Going, air blowing in my face. I was freezing. I opened the window because it was hotter outside, and I was leaning out the window like Ace Ventura, driving at 1:30 in the morning on the highway in Florida with my GPS in my hand. It was horrible. So I don't like electric cars. Then the guy's like, "Oh, you have to electric it, charge it." I was like, "Where do I do that?" He's like, "A gas station, Target." I was like, well, how long does it take? He's like, about 2 to 3 hours. I go, 2 to 3 hours? I'm only going to be in this city for 12 hours. I can't spend 3 of them charging a car.
Yeah, but most hotels have a charging station too. Not
the swamp I was at. And then I was like, all right. And then I was like, well, what if I don't charge it? And he's like, that's $27 extra. I was like, well, what about just giving me a gas car like I wanted? You know what I mean? Like I asked for. And he's like, well, the gas car is $55 more. So then I was like, a day. So I was like, all right, I'll just return it and pay the $27 for them to recharge it. Because where would I have charged it? You know?
Yeah. Probably the hotel that you stayed at.
They probably had when it was a Hilton.
Yeah, for sure, Gaspare.
So anyway, then Went to Cleveland. Cleveland was great. So many podcasts, so many podcast listeners, and Cleveland, in Detroit, in Tampa. It was awesome. Shout out, people in Tampa came. They're Patreon members. They brought me Disney. The girl works in Disney, not teachers. She works in Disney. She came. And meanwhile, I'm like, all we do is make fun of you guys. And she bought me. She laughed. She bought me Disney stuff for my kids, which was very sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I get to Tampa. I get to Cleveland. This is what I was trying to tell you. In Cleveland, I get picked up, right? The club sent someone to pick me up. You know, I'm not good at these things. So she's like, I'm outside. I came out. I sat in the front seat with her. She's like, you don't have to sit in the front seat. I
with
was
who?
Like, the lady who picked me up. Some lady picked me up from the club. I got in the front seat. It's just how I am.
Please pause. How you haven't had your little fucking ass been human trafficked in all 35 years is beyond me. The club told me,
they go, we're sending somebody. I didn't want to sit in the back. I felt weird. You know, I don't like that. Remember when I went to Netflix and they were sending me to all those meetings?
If an Uber, yes. But if if it's like somebody who works at the club, no.
You sit in the front, right?
Yeah.
Depends.
If it's like if they like work for the venue, yes. But if the venue was to like send me a car, then
that's what they did
in the back.
No, they just sent a car. And I sat next to her. I moved all her stuff off the front seat.
Did she work at the venue?
No, she works for a driving company that just got hired. Anyway.
And you sat in the front?
I don't fucking know. Remember when I went on those Netflix trips and the guy's like, get in. I was like, okay. And I sat next to him and he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I don't know. I feel like, but then he was telling me stories. He's like, oh, all these influencers get in the car and they actually ask him, can you film? I swear to God, this is what the guy said. He said they'll set the camera up on a tripod and be like, can you get out of the car, open the door? And
no, Gaspare, are you serious?
Oh,
wait.
In LA.
Say this. They'll do what? They'll make them get out and do what?
This is what the guy told me. He said when a lot of like these like influencers or Netflix people who are going to these Netflix meetings, these are Netflix drivers. He said a lot of them will come up to the car and be like, hey, I'm just going to set my tripod up. Can you come around, open the door for me and I'll get in? And he's like, we have to do what they say. So he like will get out of the car, open it, they get in. Then he said a lot of the times they'll lean out like the sunroof and they'll ask him if he can hold the camera out the window, like while he's driving to get them on the sunroof. And I was like, dude, I will not ask you. You know what I did for my guy? I went into the Netflix building, did my interview. I stole as much food as I could and I brought it out for him. I was like, dude, we got this together. I was like, let's go. And he's like,
a lot of drivers who I've had in the past, I actually invite them to the shows. Like if they're picking me up from the hotel or picking me up from the airport or whatever, I'll be like, do you want, I'm like, are you a fan of comedy? Do you like comedy? Do you want to come? And I've had a couple drivers come and I've had a couple drivers come and then come back the next time I was in
That's
city.
Cool.
Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah. But and then when I got to Detroit, I ate Detroit style pizza, delicious, good.
Thoughts, like immediate.
Buddies?
Give me 5 words. 5. Oh yes, 5 words.
All
five
right,
words.
My mouth, I burnt the shit out of the top of my mouth because I have no patience. So I ate. Also, I was like, oh, they had like the big pie and a little pie, right? I go, how little's the little? She's like, well, there's 4 small slices. I thought like 4 small slices. I was thinking like little Elios. So I got the pie.
What the fuck's an Elios?
Like a frozen Elio pizza. Elios, Elios, Elios. You never had an Elios pizza?
No, I'm even looking at it and I'm like, no idea what this is.
Well, dude, because you're from Detroit, the home epicenter of Little Caesars. I didn't realize you guys were
Which is
Little
trash. You don't even like Little Caesars. Like,
no, I don't
they
like
have
Little
a
Caesars,
stadium or whatever, but like no one likes Little. Like, no, if you talk to somebody from Michigan and they say they prefer or crave or that's their top pizza is Little Caesars, get them out of your friend group.
I've never eaten Little Caesars. It's not a thing really in New York.
You're fine. It's nothing. It's literally just bad pizza that's doing very well.
Do you know Little Caesars was the primary orderer of kale in the 90s because they decorated their salad bar with it? Why do I know that?
Kale just became the first time I ordered kale and I got it. I was like, this is the shit that they have next to the cottage cheese at a salad bar.
Yes. So
It's not
I think
even for eating.
like
it's
it
for
might not have been
looking.
Little Caesars, but like Pizza Hut, like one of those restaurants was the
Probably
leading
Pizza Hut.
buyer
You want
of
to know what's
kale.
weird about this, though? Being so far removed from it, now that we're doing all this talking, I could eat a Little Caesars pizza right now.
You know what we just bought for the first time? I had it probably the first time in 20 years.
Tell me.
More. Bagel bites. Remember bagel bites?
Pizza bagel,
Pizza
pizza in the
bagels.
morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
So we bought pizza bagels for my son.
I
'cause we were
literally
like,
just watched me unlock a section of your brain that was like,
I forgot that exist. I remember coming home from school and eating pizza bagels like every
can I
day.
sing you another one?
Go ahead.
It's a baby bottle pop, baby bottle pop. Just lick the bottle, dip it and shake it,
Yeah.
then lick
Pick
it
up the
again.
guitar.
Can I sing you another one real quick? What can be greater than golf with a gator? Gator golf.
I don't
Remember that one? You didn't play gator golf?
Mm-mm. I was a hungry hippo kid.
Oh, Hungry Hippos was a good one too. Hungry Hippos. Hungry Hippos.
So that's it. So the pizza was delicious. Detroit was cool. And then I flew home and I landed at like 8 a.m. and back to reality of I went in the pool. I went to Applebee's.
Before we do this, and I don't, and the fans have told me recently that I am hard on you, and I get it, but I do have to be so fucking real with you right now. Gaspare, the two biggest critics in my life did come to show, my mom and my dad. And let me tell you this, full stop. If they do not like something, anything, doesn't matter, food, whatever, anything, like they will tell you. I have taken my father to exceptional restaurants and he's been like, nothing special. I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Right. Like this is a forced, like, what is
a
this?
Michelin restaurant.
Like that's my dad, right? I was fully prepared for them to say something like, it was good, he's still working on it, or like give you some kudos or like something like that. They loved it. They even said, they're like, you can tell that he cares about it. They said that they can tell that you're working so hard. They said they heard some of these jokes a couple years ago when you performed in Cleveland. And they said the way that you retold them now, they could see that you tightened it up. They could see that you added more of like yourself in your act. And they're like, he's really, really good. And my dad's like, his crowd work is really, really good. It's very funny. It's very engaging. And my mom was like, yeah, your dad was like laughing so hard too. And that is hard to do. Now this, so then that
I was like,
that's awesome. I was very proud of you. It was very hard to. I was very happy to hear that, especially from them.
I was laughing.
If you didn't do well, they would have told me. Straight,
I was laughing.
I go,
I'm more nervous about this show than any other show. I go because this is like the Report to Joe show. I'm not even kidding. Because like
did you say that to them or like on stage?
No, I didn't say it on stage, and no one knows who you are.
Yeah.
It'd be like, Joe who? But boy Kyle, who loves you, by the way. Anyway,
oh, so you did meet Kyle?
Yeah, I hung out with him for like 2 hours.
Good guy.
Anyway, but no, I was, because and like you're like my mentor in all this for real.
Oh, shut up, Gaspare. We're friends.
I know. Okay, we're friends, but
I hate that.
I know you do, but I'm going to tell you it anyway. But like a lot of what I am today is because of you. You know what I mean? And
blah, blah, blah. This is about you. This is about you. You did well.
No, but like in my head, I was like, oh, this is like a big and important thing. Cause I was like, shit, like if I fuck up here, I'm like, I'm done.
I guess it would kind of be like me performing in Staten Island. It would be a lot of like your people and like your close people and your
so you'd
internet
be like, I want to make sure that
shit.
it like looks good. Like even when you performed in
but with
DC,
the fans, yes, that was very good. Our families are very similar like that. Like how your brother came to my show. Like I feel like if you weren't in town, like Melissa would still come and like your mom would probably still come. But you had so many people from my wedding at your show, like my best friend Ellen, my friends Janice and Christy, my friend David, like so many people came and they all said, they're like, it was so funny. It was so good. It was so like everybody really loved it. So I was very proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Now oh shit, there was another part of that. That was you on. Oh, the second part of it is you went out to dinner with my parents, my aunt, my cousin, and a couple friends. And they all said too, they're like, he's so funny on stage, but he's just so funny and fun off stage too. They all just very much enjoyed your company and being with you. And that was nice of you to make time for them.
Of course, they were great. Listen, a lot of podcast fans came out. Someone actually,
my mom said that.
Someone actually bought me an Alice Cooper T-shirt, which I thought was. I sent you the picture.
You showed me that. That was so cool. That must be they really do listen.
She said that the story. She wrote me a really beautiful card, and she's like, the story about your dad was really touching and really sweet. And she brought me that. And her nephew came with her, and he's a listener of the podcast. And he had brought me like this like customized cup. What like
it wasn't from the same girl who gave me this?
That's a different. Someone else got me the cup. Mine's upstairs. I forgot to bring it down. Damn it. I'm sorry, girls. But they were like, now you have your own bedazzled cup.
So it was the same girls that got me
the
this.
Bedazzled cup was one, and then someone else got me a specialized cup with pictures of myself with like phrases that I say on it.
Yeah, I saw that.
Sweet.
That was very sweet.
So
and then
like,
someone got you a $50 gift card to Applebee's.
Yeah. Same person who brought me the. Yeah,
I mean, you socialites came through.
Yeah, it was very humbling. It's very sweet to know that, like, you know, I'm glad that people like can see that I actually do care, and like I really crowd worked a lot. Like I only did like 65.
Yeah, my dad said you were ragging on some gay guys up front. I go, because Gaspar's actually very homophobic. You should hear the slurs that he says to me when we turn this shit off. He's really not only doing this, he's using me.
How about I said stuff to them, and then I would just look at them and be like, I'm so sorry. And they're like,
funny.
No, they're like, it's perfectly fine. I'm like, I love gay people. I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on. Quick stop. So, do I have early onset dementia? Like, I keep forgetting shit. Like what were we fucking talking about?
You know why you're probably forgetting stuff? You're probably a little dehydrated. And you know, if you're if you're dehydrated, did you know that dehydration can cause a lot of problems in your life? And like, I know for me, especially in this like hot summer heat, I like some cold treats. You got your ice cream, your popsicles. I'm a big lemonade guy myself. Recently just turned my kids onto lemonade. I'm getting it from Target. We're chugging bottles of it because I don't drink coffee, right? So did you know, Joe, that there's this thing called Liquid IV? Okay. And it has so many refreshing flavors. There's popsicle firecracker, rainbow sherbet, and all these different things that can hydrate you and give you relief all summer long. Okay. So here's the thing. You take it, right? You take the Liquid IV. It's a powder. You tear it open. You pour it in, right? All of a sudden, there's all these different flavors. You got berry, you got lemon lime, pina colada, raspberry melon, white peach, which, Joe, I don't know if you know, Applebee's, can't make an ad in another ad, but I also like white peach from a restaurant that I used to work at, Employee of the Month, 11 straight months. They even got green grape. Okay, there's so many different flavors. You pour it in, it hydrates you. You have a long night out, you're partying, you're hanging out. You drink a little Liquid IV and boom, you're traveling all day. You're going to summer festivals. You got to drink it because it will hydrate you. You need it in your life right now. Here's the deal. You tear it, you pour it, you live more. One stick of Liquid IV plus 16 ounces of water hydrates you better than water alone. Powered by LIV Hydroscience, an optimized ratio of electrolytes, essential vitamins, and clinically tested nutrients that turn ordinary water into extraordinary hydration. It's 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drinks.
Jesus Christ, you read every word.
It has 8. No, these are just my words. Joe, it's gluten-free. It's dairy-free. It's non-GMO, okay? So look, indulge in hydration this summer with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code SOCIAL at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code SOCIAL at liquidiv.com.
Yeah, okay. While you gave us that amazement of a thing, I remembered what I was going to tell you.
You
So
probably
here,
drank some liquid IV to
I
jog your
drank some
memories.
liquid IV, and now I'm back to norm. Okay. Quick segue, you guys, if you want to become a Patreon member, become a Patreon member at the Social Studies Podcast. Patreon.com/the Social Studies Podcast. We got some exclusives coming out there. Also, please write us on YouTube. In the comments, we love hearing from you. It boosts the algor, which we need to keep going. And also leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. So, social studies
For later.
Social studies exclusive here. My next tour, which is coming up, I start in September. I've doubled down. I'm having every single show recorded. Okay. And I'm doing like behind the scenes stuff. I'm going to like make some cool videos, like doing things in that city with my openers.
Yeah.
So I'm doing a lot of filming. I'm filming like behind the scenes shit. I'm doing like fun activities in the city. Like I'm asking the fans, like, what should I do in your city? And then I'm going and doing that and filming myself doing it. And then I created these QR codes to give out during the show for people to like download the video of like me doing shit in your city that will come out like that week. So be like, cool. This is what I did while I was here. Okay. But Gaspare, I'm doing scavenger hunts in every city where I bought these like almost like, you know, the tube that you get at the bank when you do the drive-through. Do they even do that anymore?
Oh, when you put the money in, it's like
and go, yeah, that. I got gold ones, and I'm gonna put like 2 free tickets to a show in there.
Oh, that's cool.
With drinks, and you get to like come say hey like before the show. So like not if I do a meet and greet after with everybody, like just you like we'll hang out, we'll say hey, you get the free drinks and everything like that, and you like got this. I'll probably throw like a full merch package in there too, but it'd be like yo, because I want to like meet these people. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like get into the city and be like yo, this is now hidden here, and I'll like put it on my story, and then like whoever gets it, like
where
boom.
did you get this idea from Melissa 3 days ago?
Shut the hell up. Seriously?
Do you know we did that?
No.
On Wednesday.
I actually got this idea because I used to do something similar with something totally different, but I'm not going to waste your time. Anyway.
On Wednesday, Melissa made 5 gift baskets with jewelry in them, and we hid them all over Staten Island, and we put clues. So we hid the bags, then we put clues like, hey, we're doing a drop. First clue, it's in near this parking lot, near this. And we left them in random spots, like in parking lots, on trees. And the only rule was like, if you find it, you gotta like tag a picture of you with it so we know it was found. And it like literally set off like a frenzy of people hunting for them. Like we were getting messages, just checked here, there wasn't any. I'm going to the next location now, like all day, because we dropped them at like 10:30. I would say by 11:30, all of them were found because people were like, yeah, it was cool.
I swear to God, I did not even know.
I believe you. Even if you did.
No, I'm not saying it like I'm apologizing. I'm saying it like how crazy that
and
like
it's so funny because Melissa's like, I have a show in Staten Island coming up. She's like, you should do this. She's like, hide a few tickets around Staten Island.
Yes.
And she's like, and just be like, hey, if you find the tickets, you could come. So
wow, that's
so
cool.
Funny. So
okay. So glad you had a good time there. That's what's going on. I do need to tell you one more thing.
Also, your family was awesome, by the way. They were super hospitable.
Thank you.
Your mom wouldn't let me pay for dinner. They took us out for dinner, which was very nice. And everyone wanted to drive me home. I tried to walk your aunt to her car because it was late. She wouldn't let me. I was like, let me.
And she's fragile and she could get clunked over the head and robbed.
Yeah, I was like, let me just walk. I was like, have a little extra muscle.
Why didn't my cousin walk her to her car?
She did, but I was going to walk both of them. You want to walk both of them? Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to be helpful.
How tall are you?
5'6.5".
Gaspare, did you ever do gymnastics when you were a kid?
Yeah. I went to gymnastics.
Were you so good at it?
I was we just jumped on a trampoline all day.
Now listen.
It wasn't
I hope Lucy does gymnastics right now, right?
She stopped because she was like, I'm a dancer and that's it. But now she's going back. She wants to go back. She started playing the drums this weekend.
Hell
She
yeah.
took drum lessons. I got to send you the video. It's hysterical.
How
It's
was she
literally-
at gymnastics, though?
She was great. She was a beast.
Listen, you have to keep your kids in that shit because the U.S.
There's Simone
gymnastics team,
Biles.
first of all, I'm obsessed. All of them, even the guys, they're all like little.
Oh, that's why you thought we would be good at it.
Yes, because like the tallest guy, I was looking at him yesterday. I was like, wow, that one guy really towers over the rest of them. He's 5'6".
Yeah, that could have been me. I just
And
sent you a
absolutely
video of Lucy Drummond.
shredded.
Watch it later. But
Absolutely shredded. And here's the thing, watching gymnastics is like the most insane shit because I'm like watching it and I'm already laughing at the video. I'm watching it and I'm like, this is crazy that a human body can do that. Meanwhile, I'm eating fucking potato chips on my couch.
did you ever see like Simone Biles just run and do like 40 flips in the air like that?
Listen, I learned this. I've learned so much. Okay, I don't even know where to start.
I don't watch the Olympics, just for the record. I don't want to lie.
Whoa,
and be like,
why?
I'm an I'm just not into it.
Oh my God, it's so fun. I'm more into it this year than I ever have been before for some reason. And I think it's because I'm so much older than all of them that I'm just like, it's like watching them and being like, wow, that's amazing that I used to be able to possibly do that if I had years of training and dedication.
If
But I
you
never
could do
did.
one Olympic thing and like do well in it, which sport would it be?
So are you asking me, because this is a loaded question, because like physically, I think if I was really like committed based on my body, I think I would have been a good swimmer or a good rower.
I could see that.
Right.
I'm just looking up
think-
different events right now, what they have.
Yeah. I think I'd be a good swimmer. I think I'd be a good rower. What I would want to do is probably gymnastics would be so fucking cool. But I don't think I would ever stand a chance.
You would be good at, or like bobsledding.
Yeah, I would never do that. Nothing in the snow, nothing in winter. But yeah, I'd probably be a badass rower, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I think I could do that shit. So anyway,
handball.
Whoa.
Did you
Two
play
things
handball?
at a time. No, I never played handball.
Oh, that's
Did you know breakdancing's in the Olympics now? It's an Olympic sport.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the thing. One, watch the weird shit. So fun. I'm so into fencing now. Did you know that there's actually an electric current running through them so that they can like see who gets touched first because it like happens so fast?
It's an electric current running through the people.
I think it's like running through the people and the swords. So like when my sword touches your outfit, like now like a thing goes up that you know it was like me first who got you. So I got the point.
Okay. Guess that makes sense.
You're working up to 8 like hits or whatever. It's crazy. And fencing, crazy sport. A lot of them have like real jobs. Like I'm watching these Olympic fencers, but they're like doctors and psychiatrists. And
because like you're not
what?
like, how much money are you making as a professional fencer?
But if you're the best in the world,
yeah, but
not even if you're the best in the world.
Well, I'll tell you right now, a professional fencer makes and as of July 2024, the hourly pay for a professional fencer in the United States is $20.51.
Whoa.
The top salaried professional fencer makes $54,000 a year.
Oh, fuck.
They do need another job.
They do need another job.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because it also is a rich person's sport. So like fencing is your hobby, but you get so good at it that you can go to the fucking Olympics. That's insane.
Yeah, look, like the average fencer averages between $38,000 and $50,000 a year.
Wow. Another cool one to watch, equestrian. They have to run through water. Confused as
on
to
the horses or
this is my whole thing, Gaspar. Who gets the goal? Who gets the medal? The horse or the person?
No, equestrian is horses, though, right?
Yes, but like the horse did the work.
I mean, I guess if you're on it though, you're riding it, like, and sure, give it to the horse. What's he going to put in his stable? And
yeah, but listen to this: Kentucky Derby. Everyone knows the name of the horse that won, not the jockey. But the Olympics, everyone knows the rider or not the horse.
Also, be serious. No one knows either.
You do fucking do Seabiscuit.
I knew Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit won the Kentucky Derby. What's the equestrians?
The London Broil.
How much do equestrians make? $16 an hour.
Holy fucking shit.
Mm-hmm. Professional equestrians hour. Yep,
Yeah, look, it's cheerleading in it.
Is it in there?
In the Olympics? Is cheerleading in the Olympics?
I
Is straight up dance in the Olympics?
The ones that like modern pentathlon. Do you know what that is?
Pentathlon?
Oh, yeah. Pistol shooting, cross country running, equestrian show. It's a little of everything.
Okay, let me tell you some weird ones.
Table tennis.
Cool. Table tennis is great to watch. Been watching it. Synchronized swimming, doubles diving is very cool. Shooting is oddly cool.
Yeah, because they're like running, right? And they hit targets and they like dive.
Well, there's a bunch of different. There's like a bunch. Of
biathlon.
Yeah, there's a couple things that I have. There's like some form of like martial arts that has some wild
Taekwondo.
No, even wilder. Morgan and I were like, "What the hell is that?" Let me look it up.
Nordic combined. It's just a bunch of winter sports all together. You cross country ski while jumping. I like the baseball Olympics. I like the basketball Olympics. I like the major sport Olympics. You know what I mean? Because I like sports like that. Like,
yeah, those are cool.
I guess I liked swimming when Michael Phelps was like doing this thing. You know, I actually remember when he was like going for the record. Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they showed that too. I've been watching so much swimming too that Michael Phelps, like they showed who has the most golds in swimming. And it's like Michael Phelps with 24. And then like the next most is like 8.
How about it's like Simone Biles with like
that's what I was gonna tell
medals. And then like China as a whole country with 24 medals. Like she has more than
Simone Biles, Gaspare, essentially makes it into the finals before she even touches the mat. She essentially, it's known that Simone Biles in the finals. And here's why. The way that gymnastics is scored is you get a difficulty score based off of what you're presenting to the judges and how hard that is. All the different moves have a bunch of different things. So like your difficulty score will be this, but then like your actual score is like based off of the deductions of that. Simone Biles' difficulty score is so astronomically higher than everybody else based on what she's able to do with her body that her score before she even touches the mat says she's in the finals because it's just so high.
I get what you're saying. I mean, I don't fully grasp it. I understand the concept. I just
isn't that cool?
Yeah, I mean,
dude, you and me on the balance beam and shit, we would break every bone.
I do it a lot because we have one in our house, like a little mini kids one. And Lucy makes me do it all the time. And I do it with my eyes closed. And she makes me do it with one foot, makes me switch feet, tippy toes. So I'm actually surprisingly really good at it. But
moving forward.
Maybe not like Olympic good. Right. I mean, definitely not Olympic good. Also, did you see that like a swimmer from like Australia or something or Sweden? He's like getting in trouble because his swimsuit is like inappropriate, they're saying.
What's it say?
No, it's not what it says. It's like
it shows his pen 15.
But it was basically it showed his penis too much, I guess. I don't know.
Straight up.
But like every like what about Michael Phelps when he's just straight up wearing a little Speedo?
I mean, I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, so that's wild. Okay, we did get a lot of emails.
Oh yeah, we were gonna do emails only.
This was an emails only episode.
Also,
and it still is.
I realized, Joe, Hawk 2's never gonna write back to us.
Never.
She is like
3 million at this point.
I don't know, but she is like living her best life right now. She is everywhere. She's at 2 million. She's at like UFC fights. She's being hosted. She's like at the White House. Like she's doing a little of everything.
No, tell me that's not true about the White House.
No,
though.
it's not true about the White House.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I would have shot myself. I literally would have drank a bleach martini on this podcast.
All right,
anyway.
let's read some emails. I was done. Let's.
Okay. Do you want me to read you that? We have about 5 great titles and they all came in back to back to back. Do you want me to read you the titles first like I usually do?
Yes.
Okay. This one is I'm no good with clickbait first lines, which they clearly listen to the podcast, which I like that. A lot worse than a cattle prod. While homeschooling can create people like the mean couple on the airplane. Grocery store psycho bitch. Story from the prison clinic. Which would you like?
Let's just do them all. Go start with number 1.
Okay.
Clickbait.
I'm no good with clickbait. I'm no good with clickbait first lines. And I don't know what this is, but this person has a picture with you and they sent it. So, and that's part of this email. Hi, guys. My name is Katie, and yes, you can use my name if you like. As a stay-at-home mom, former bus driver, I haven't had a date night in who knows how long. Tonight, I was lucky enough to find a sitter and go to my first ever comedy show to see Gaspare. It felt so good to laugh. It was so good to do the meet and greet thing, too. But of course, my awkward ass started talking with my arms, and they collided with Gaspare, and I've never been so embarrassed in my life. I am so
Where was this?
But it makes for a funny story. I have no idea. Send
me the picture. Let me see the picture.
I don't know how to do this. So
just take a picture of the picture and then send it to me.
Yeah, that's
because yesterday in Detroit, our arms collided and she punched me in the penis on the meet and greet line.
I think this is it because you are grabbing your penis in this
We
picture.
are dying laughing. It was so funny. And she was like, I feel so bad. I'm like, why do you feel bad? I don't care. I was like, I love getting punched in the penis.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah. This is exactly who I thought it was. She was so nice.
I've wanted to share my craziest bus driving story. I drove a bus for behavioral needs kids to a school outside of the district. I had one kid, 16 years old, who loved to push buttons and instigate. While he started smoking a joint at the bus stop a couple times per month, he would usually just vibe and hang out for the 45-minute ride to school. But I started getting annoyed with the little frequency of drug use that would happen, and he wasn't even trying to be discreet about it anymore. So I started to mess with him. I started bringing my own snacks and my own chocolate milk. And when we stop, I'd take a drink or a little bite right in front of him. He would just sit there drooling at me and asking if I could share. And I absolutely never did. Truly, thank you both for the laughs every week. Signed, Katie. That is so funny. So I saw this. I got something funny to tell you. I saw this video today, and it was this mom who was confessing that her son was having a very hard transition starting to go to school, like preschool or kindergarten. And he was so bad and hated school that she started to tell him, she's like, if you are good for 5 days, I'll let you skip school for 2 days. So every Friday, she would say, okay, you get to skip school for 2 days. And he thought that Saturdays and Sundays were him not going to school. Isn't that wild? Honestly, Gas, we would pull that shit. You know we would.
Right now, we're going through a hard time because Gaspar's in camp, and his camp is 4 days, but Lucy's is only 3. And he's just like, why does Lucy get to stay home? And it's just like a fight every Monday. And I'm like, dude,
that he doesn't want to do it.
But I'm like, you love camp and camp is super fun. He's like, yeah, but I also want to be home. Like, because it's just like as a kid, like if you have the opportunity to be home, even if it's something you love, you're still like, I'd rather be home, like, so
yes,
it's a struggle right now. So we're always like we're like, I'm like begging him to go to camp. And then I'm like, your fucking camp has the Harlem Globetrotters are coming at 9 a.m. And then at like noon, you're having a petting zoo come. And you want to stay home and do what? Play with Legos? Like, you know what I'm saying? I get it, though.
I get it. But like, I get it. He wants
but
to be
he's like, well, Lucy gets to play with you all day. And
well,
I'm like,
that's part of it, too.
I'm like, we're not going to have fun. I'm going to make her dig in the backyard. Did I ever tell you when Lucy made me stay home? When one time Lucy made me stay home, she straight up played us. She was like, I'm sick.
Oh, yeah, you told me this, that you made her do like
So
chores
once,
all day.
literally at like 8:10, she was like doing backflips. I go, all right, baby, we're going in the yard. She's like, for what? I'm like, we got a garden. We got to set up. We would dig in. She was sweating. She was slouched on the stoop. She was like, she got sick. Like, she was like, fuck, like, what the hell? And I was like, you're not having fun. Like, we're not just staying home having fun all day. If you're sick, then you got to work. It's like,
Right.
you're not sick.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right, this one, the opening line to this is probably the most amazing thing, okay? The title line is a lot worse than a cattle prod. She goes, hey, y'all, I love the show and I listen while I'm working on a farm. I'm also probably your youngest listener at 16 years old.
16?
16
Are you allowed to be here?
Are you allowed to listen to this? Okay, this story is about my grandpa who runs a cattle farm.
He's 44 years old?
Yeah, he's our age. Yeah. The whole family came out to my grandparents for the day. All my grandpa needed to do before dinner was run some electrical wire across a somewhat shallow pond. Oh, shit. I wonder if just that first line, I'm like, is her grandpa with us still?
Keep
oh,
going.
My God. But almost as, oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Read it.
But almost as soon as he got there, a thunderstorm broke out. Which also, Gaspar, quick pause. Can you fence in the rain?
Well, you're attached to the current. It depends. Like, do you have a little electrical wire hooked up to
I
your
don't know,
body?
but I've never seen people fencing outside.
I've never seen people fence. But anyway.
So being the genius that he is, my grandpa decided that he was still going to do it. And the best way to turn off the power was to cover the solar panels with his jacket. Oh my God, this poor fucking grandpa.
What's happening?
He started to wade in the pond and just puts the wire in his mouth to keep it free from his hands.
I get that.
Ma'am, your grandpa was trying to electric chair himself in that pond.
I get that.
Don't, Gaspar.
I'm with him. Dad.
Honestly, that's so funny because as I'm reading the story, I'm actually picturing you, not the grandpa. Back at the house, we were worried that he was taking so long, so my uncle went to go check on him. My uncle pulls up to the pond and takes in the situation. My grandpa standing in the middle of the pond with an electrical wire in his mouth, attempting to push a pole into the ground. My uncle says that he was walking towards the pipe, towards the pond. My grandpa slipped and fell under the water. And as soon as he got back up, the wire was still in his mouth. The wind picked up and blew the jacket off the solar panel, turning the power on in the electrical wire. He gets shocked again and again and again, still keeping the wire in his mouth for some reason, while trying to tell my uncle to put the jacket back on the solar panel. This is a movie. He finally understands and they finish the task. When they got back in the house, it was quite the spectacle, with my grandpa soaked with water and my uncle laughing so hard that he could hardly breathe. I'm picturing the grandpa coming back in the house looking like Albert Einstein. They told all of us the story, and now anytime anyone does something really stupid, we say that's almost the worst idea than putting an electrical wire in your mouth. Thanks from all of the laughs. Love from Canada. Signed, Nora. And yes, you can use my real name. Nora, that's insane. And also, Nora, that's exactly what we're looking for with these emails. You guys always send us just like wild ass shit in general.
Also, Nora, thanks for being 16 and like listening to us.
The Social Studies Podcast at gmail.com. Send us all your wild shit.
In 2 years, Nora, you could come to a show.
Gaspar, also, Nora, your grandpa, like, is he with us? And if he's not, is he just a vegetable? Like, what happened? Like, that is insane.
Joe, I have 2 stories about a shallow lake and a grandpa. Your choice.
Shallow lake.
All right. One time, my uncle, they had a lake in their backyard, my mom growing up, and he was mowing the lawn on a tractor, whatever,
Mhm.
and he ran
Mhm.
over a beehive.
I love how you're, in case you guys aren't watching on YouTube, Gaspar's motion for driving a tractor is everyone else's motion for milking a cow.
Well, I'm driving the tractor. I'm pushing the wheels. So he runs over a beehive. So they all come out and they start stinging him. He didn't know what to do. So he drove right into the lake with the thing. He went underwater and they were stinging him underwater. And every time he came up, they were just waiting and sting him again.
Oh
He would
my
go down
God.
under, come up, get stung again. That was number one. Number two, we were in Applebee's before. And we were in Applebee's and my son looks up at the TV and he goes, Dad, I swear to God, it's funny, but it's not. He goes, Dad, Grandpa's on TV. Now, mind you, my dad is dead. My father is also a old white man who was bald and wore glasses. We look up at the TV. Shaq was on TV. He thought that my dad was Shaq. And so much so to make you know how
Gaspar,
real.
We are about Shaq is 7 Randazzos tall.
But to make you know that this is real, here's the family group chat of me sending the gift of Shaq. And then and then Melissa wrote, to be fair, they both have, this was the picture in Applebee's of Shaq. My dad. My dad was 5'6", little heavy, bald man with glasses. And there's Shaq.
Amazing. Truly, truly
dead
amazing.
Serious, just like, Dad, Grandpa's on TV.
That is so funny.
What?
That's so funny. Also, love that it was at Applebee's. Very on brand.
Course.
We have 3 more. Do you think we can nail them out or should we save them? Let's save them.
Okay.
Save them? We'll save them.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys send your emails to thesocialstudiespodcast@gmail.com. Become a Patreon member at patreon.com/the Social Studies Podcast. Keep us on the air. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. Get your tickets to see me at thejoedombrowski.com.
And me, GaspareRandazzo.com.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening. Honestly,
guys.
we have the time of our life doing the podcast. It's crazy that we get to do this every week. It's crazier that people actually listen to it.
Yeah.
So thank you for all your love and support. And we will see you next week. Bye, guys.
Thank you guys. Bye.